Distracted driving is our number 4 cause of fatal and injury crashes here in Southwest Colorado. The number 1 cause is speed-related accidents, mainly caused by people sliding off the road in the wintertime. The number 2 cause of accidents would be lane violations. Number 3 cause would be alcohol caused crashes, and number 4 would be distracted driving causes. When you take that number 2 cause, which is lane violations, we strongly believe that most of those lane violations are caused by distracted driving. So if you take that into account, if that was the truth, which we believe it is, then distracted driving would actually be our number 1 cause of crashes here in Southwest Colorado. Motor vehicle crashes nationwide and here in Colorado are our number 5 cause of deaths for people. They're behind things that are medically caused, like heart conditions and lung conditions and things like that. Anywhere from 0 on up to about 30 years old, motor vehicle deaths jump to the number 1 spot. That's the number 1 cause of people within that age group. Because of youth and the use of cell phones and things like that, distracted driving is a very high cause of injury and death in that age category. What we have here is a computer-based driving simulator, and this is a driving simulator that we take to programs here throughout Southwest Colorado. We take it to schools, we take it to businesses that are doing maybe a safety program for their employees. This is simply a means by which we can take that driving experience and bring it into a classroom situation to kind of drive home the points that we're trying to make. When we ask somebody to keep their eyes on the road, but reach over and grab something out of a backpack or a purse, almost always what will happen is, as soon as their hand drifts over to that backpack or to that telephone, the car goes in that direction as well. Even though their eyes are focused on the road, where do you think your mind is going at the time that you're reaching down here?
Yeah, it almost cuts your mind in half.
The mind is not capable of multitasking. We hear this term multitasking a lot, that we can do 2 things at one time. Mind is not capable of doing 2 things at once. Some people are better at toggling back and forth between 2 different activities, but your mind can only focus on 1 thing at a time. We like to compare driving to distances. When you're talking about how far a car goes at a given speed, the easiest way to think about it is, imagine yourself driving out here on Highway 160. The speed limit along most of Highway 160 is about 60 miles an hour. When you're driving 60 miles an hour, you're traveling about 88 feet per second. They've done a lot of studies on cell phone use, and when you pick up your cell phone and when you do something just as simple as dialing a phone number, not texting or anything like that, on average that takes us about 4 to 4.5 seconds to do. If you were to add that to that 88 feet per second, that means in the time that it takes you to pick up a telephone and dial a number, you've traveled more than the length of a football field with your eyes off the road. Even if there's not a car ahead of you, during that 4.5 seconds, a deer, anything could jump out in front of you. A little kid on a driveway or on a cross street can be crossing the street on his bicycle. And so one of the things that we like to tell people is and it's kind of a graphic illustration but we have people pull out their telephone, and if you just do that and look at the last number that you dialed on your telephone and ask yourself, was this phone call that I made worth a life?